I am the new honky tonk of America. Please bear with me one time. Boys and boys. I mean, it starts with an idea, you know, and then it ends up like somewhere right here. Can I get it one time? Yeah.
Bow, bow.
How's it going, everybody? It's Will Heron, and I'm going to do my first, I guess, story video. It's kind of like the Luna thing that he does, but I guess my way. So I'm pretty much kind of copying him, but not really, but really am. So there's that. But I want to tell you guys a little story about what happened to me last week. I'm okay, so everything's all right, and I didn't get blasted, so, you know, that's a good thing, but I kind of felt I could have. So let me tell you this little story about things that go down sometimes in my front yard. I just got home from eating with friends after work, and I was going to kind of chill for a little bit before I went to UTEP to get some schoolwork done and, you know, kind of keep working on that degree. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, I hear a gunshot go off in my front yard. And I'm ex-military, you know, I wasn't like a ranger or anything like that, but I was in the infantry, and, you know, I know what guns sound like. And when I hear a weapon discharge, I'm like, that's probably not a good thing. So, like I said, I heard the gun go off, and I was a little worried because I was a lot worried. My next door neighbor, she has a stalker, and she's a really nice lady. And I was just kind of worried that someone had come over there, or that guy had come over and, you know, pulled some Daylight NBC stuff. And I wasn't happy about it, but I was, you know, just going to go check on my neighbor. And I opened my front door, and there's a guy standing across the street with a gun pointing at a dude that was kind of walking and screaming up the street. And my house is kind of like on a hill, so it's like it was on an uphill slope where the guy was pointing up. I was like, I'm not really sure what's going on here, but the last thing I want to see is a gunfight, you know, in my front yard. And being that I didn't have a gun, it's probably not a good thing. So I turn on my front light, my porch light, and I'm like, why don't we just put this gun down? Everybody, let's kind of chill out. And the guy's like, fuck you. I was like, whoa. So this isn't going good from the start. The guy up the street, like, I guess I don't know who's the aggressor at the time. I see one guy with the gun, I see a guy up the street yelling and screaming. And the guy up the street was cursing at the dude with the gun, and it was kind of incoherent. So I thought maybe it was a Sunday, and I thought maybe these guys had been watching, like, football or something like that, and got a little shithoused. And, you know, it gets when people watch football and their team wins or loses. So it is what it is. I yell, you know, let's put this thing down. Let's not get crazy. I'm, you know, pretty terrified right now, especially with the gunshot that had been fired earlier. So I know, obviously, the guy, you know, is going to pull the trigger. He doesn't have a fear of shooting. So, you know, I'm pissing myself. I go and get my camera phone so I can get everything kind of recorded. I'm a journalist. I actually work for ABC7 here in El Paso, Texas. So the first thing I thought was, you know, I got to put this on video because it's my job. I recorded some stuff, and I'll play it here right now. Hey, man, maybe chill, brother. Hey, man, put the gun down, man. Seriously. Put the gun down, man. Seriously. Hey, relax, boys. Relax. Relax. Okay. But you got a gun, brother. Okay. So you can hear me trying to chill the gunman out, but he's just yelling and screaming at the guy up the street. And then the gunman's like, you need to call the cops. So I'm like, you know, maybe I will call the cops, because it didn't seem like the guy with the gun was being the aggressor. And all of a sudden, the guy starts throwing rocks from up top. And he was throwing rocks at the dude with the gun. And I'm like, you know, you don't want to throw rocks at a guy with a gun. He's already pulled the trigger. So this isn't good. And the dude with the gun was kind of just pointing up at the guy with the rocks, but he wasn't firing. And he was kind of dodging the rocks. And after he told me to call the cops, that's when I kind of realized, you know, maybe the guy with the gun is not the aggressor. It was the other guy. I'm kind of freaking out, and, you know, I just do. I'm like, you know, I'm going to call the cops, and let's get this thing back under control, because I don't know what's going on, but, you know, let's get the police involved, because I'm not going to control this. So I call the cops, and I'm, you know, trying to explain what's going on, and she wants a description of both people and what the deal is. And, I explained to him that it doesn't seem like the guy with the gun is the aggressor, but the guy up top is throwing rocks at everybody. So I started yelling at the guy, up top, like, stop throwing rocks, man. This dude has a gun. Don't do that. Then out of the blue, the guy starts throwing rocks at me. I'm like, man, what? I'm trying to be the nice guy in this situation, and dude's hunking rocks at me. So the guy with the gun starts trying to run up the streets, but he's no track star, because you can tell he's a little heavy, and he's wearing a hoodie and pants and stuff like that. So I don't know what his deal was. Right, so he's hunking rocks down, everything's chill. Finally, the dude who was throwing rocks at everybody just runs and takes off. But I don't think he's going to go very far because he's not Usain Bolt. And the dude with the gun starts walking towards me, and I'm like, oh, and that's when I'm worried, like, I might get blasted. I'm not trying to be a hero and all this. I'm just trying to keep everybody alive. And, I asked him to unload the chamber and take the clip out before he gets any further because, I'm not liking this. And he did. He took the round that was inside the chamber and also unloaded the weapon. And he came over and shook my hands, and we started talking a little bit. And he goes back inside his house. Again, I'd already spoken with the police, and so they were on their way, so everything was going to be okay. And, again, he goes inside to put his gun away because apparently, cops will shoot you. That's a thing now. It turns out the guy who was throwing the rocks and was going all crazy went to this guy's house, the dude with the gun, and started banging on his door and throwing rocks at his house. And the guy came out, he's like, what the hell, get out of here. He has a family and, his people are all there. He's protecting himself. And the dude that was throwing the rocks and was all crazy wouldn't leave. And just kept throwing rocks and looking in windows and being all crazy. The guy told his wife to go get his gun, because he doesn't know what's going on. And, he pulls out his gun and the guy just starts screaming and yelling, throwing rocks. So the guy with the gun fired a warning shot into the ground, which, is not the brightest of ideas because there's a ricochet angle, about 35 degrees. So if you shoot that ground, it could pop up and, hit somebody down the street. It could go through a wall, anything. Everybody knows this. I'm not, saying something people don't know, but it was very, very dangerous. So the guy was telling me, he was all crazy. He was screaming and yelling, throwing rocks, even after he'd fired. The guy with the gun had no idea who the guy with the rocks, was. And the guy that came over to start trouble, he had no idea who he was. He was just some random guy walking down the street that just went crazy or, had a mental problem or something. Yeah, he basically was protecting his family. And after he fired that first shot, that's kind of when I came outside and joined the picture. The cops showed up maybe about 5 minutes after I had called them, and about 3 or 4 cop cars showed up. The officers came over, and they had the guy who had the gun sit on the curb and explain what had taken place so they could kind of do their reports and all that stuff. And then a female officer came over to talk to me, and she was not ugly. You know what I mean? She was a little Wayne, wee kind of cop, man. I was hello there, ma'am. So, yeah, that's how it went. I explained to the officer what went down. Apparently, they caught the guy a little ways up the street because, again, the guy wasn't a sprinter, if you know what I mean. But, yeah, everything calmed down, and I did not get shot. No one got shot. It was a good day in the neighborhood. I guess if you can call it a good day where no one gets shot, good. But maybe no one should even shoot guns in neighborhoods. That's just my opinion. I don't know. I'm not a rocket scientist. So that's, I guess, where I'm going to end this video. I want to let you guys know that the song that you heard in the beginning and the song you're going to hear here at the end is Mikey Cloud, Neon Light. Dude's here from El Paso. He's very awesome. The video for the Neon Lights is unbelievably cool. He does it at a Village Inn. So you guys get a chance after watching my video and subscribing to it, you need to go over to Mikey Cloud's YouTube site and subscribe to him and show him some love, man. Neon Lights, El Paso boy. Anyways, love you guys. Have a great evening, great morning, great afternoon. Whenever you're watching this, just do it right. Stay safe. Don't shoot each other and don't fire guns in your front yard because it's just not good policy. And talk to you soon.